Spider-Man 4, aka Spider-Man A Brand New Day, is set to start shooting later this summer here in the UK for tax breaks. And that's cool because then that means the movie costs less to make. So the more and more information that comes out about this movie, the more and more it exposes all these fake-ass scoopers for not knowing anything. So far, Spider-Man 4 is everything they said it wasn't going to be. So, we're in a multiversal saga, and they said this won't be a grounded movie. It's going to be a multiversal movie that will introduce Null, the god of the symbiotes, and we'll get the black suit Venom Spider-Man in Spider-Man 4. And I still believe that's got to happen before we get to Avengers Secret Wars. So, the more info comes out, the less we should believe these so-called scoopers, because John Bernthal joins Tom Holland in Spider-Man A Brand New Day. Now, the only good thing about the Hollywood Reporter reporting this is a trade basically has to be true or else they'll lose their relationship with the studio. But I do find it funny when John Roker comes out and goes, just to be clear, I broke this story of the Hulk and Punisher being in Spider-Man 4 this past January on the hot mic. Watch this snippet below. I'm like, all right, lad, hold my frickin' beer. Let's go back to 2021 when Screen Rant, Frank Palmer, exclusive John Bernthal, Punisher wanted for future Marvel Spider-Man movie. So this is the real source. We've been told that Marvel wants John Bernthal back as the Punisher, and they want him to return an up-and-coming Spider-Man movie with a solo project coming down the road. And that's come true. So I do find it funny when these scoopers try to bash other alleged scoopers and they don't really have much information going. So according to this article, or at least the original storyline, we play on the Punisher's Marvel Comics, which debuted actually in The Amazing Spider-Man 129 back in 74. This comic saw the Marvel anti-hero portrayed as the antagonistic of Spider-Man, which could be a route that Marvel decides to take in bringing this character into the MCU. They have been in other comics storylines in which two characters have teamed up, so you never know which way they go. Yeah, this movie's going to have absolutely nothing to do with this. So everyone keeps saying that Savage Hulk, the Hulk, is going to be the villain for this movie. Now, we know that Bernthal and Tom Holland have a very good relationship, as they basically helped each other with previous roles, and they're going to be up in an upcoming movie next year together. So we know they are pretty good friends. So, this whole rumor of Hulk being the villain of Spider-Man 4, I find it interesting because allegedly everyone's it's gonna be Spider-Man PS4. We're gonna have Mr. Negative, we're gonna have Scorpio, we're gonna have Kraven the Hunter, we're gonna have literally everyone. So people seem to think that Punisher teaming up with Spider-Man is somehow going to make the Hulk go from Smart Hulk into Savage Hulk eventually. So people seem to think that the Punisher is going to be Agent Venom. We know that Venom is technically in the MCU based on the Venom Last Dance movie. We know technically that's how it's going to be true. And we know that Tom Holland will have to get the black symbiote suit by the end of Spider-Man 4. Now, just because Spider-Man 4 currently comes out before Avengers Doomsday doesn't mean it's going to stick. Just because they're shooting this year does not mean that release date is going to stick. Doesn't mean that in the timeline, they're set concurrently. Spider-Man 4 could still take place after Doomsday. It's going to be a grounding movie, but it's still going to have multiversal ties because, careful for spoilers, we're in a multiversal saga, so it's still going to have massive ties. It just seems to me that no one has a freaking clue what the freaking hell they're on about. Because, like I say, these rumors of Punisher appearing in this movie date back to 2021. And it is cute and it's interesting that people send me this stuff on Twitter all the time. I've not yet gone over Spider-Man 4, but I want to talk about it today because although, yes, it does appear based on actual real scoopers, and Alex Perez did actually say a bunch of stuff about the multiversal stuff that was supposed to happen, but things can change massively behind the scenes. They don't need a multiversal storyline for Spider-Man movies to do well. Just look at Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home. You could argue they were kind of multiversal based, at least Far From Home, because Mysterio was talking about other timelines and making out that he was, from a different timeline. But realistically, this is just exposed to scoopers again. Now, I'm trying not to act like that and be a little bit more professional, but it does make me laugh where people come out and go, yo, this insider said this on Twitter. He is so reliable because he said all this. Literally every single Twitter scooper that all the TikTokers and Instagrammers and whatever say are not accurate. None of them are freaking accurate because this movie's turned out to be everything that everyone said it wasn't. We're in a multiversal saga. So this movie should be multiversal based, but it's not really. But with the Venom symbiote, the black symbiote suit coming across, it's kind of still got to be somewhat multiversal based. But realistically, in a Hulk movie, the Hulk literally spat out a bullet. What the freaking hell is the Punisher gonna do to the Hulk? What is Spider-Man gonna do to the Hulk? Absolutely freaking nothing. They're not gonna kill the Hulk off. Now, people keep saying, yo, this is a tease. This is to set up World War Hulk. Trust me, Universal still has the movie rights to Hulk. People keep saying, no, Marvel got it back. Marvel got it back. They would jump straight to a World War Hulk movie. We had the little She-Hulk series. It's set up. We had Thor Ragnarok. It's set up. We've got a redemption arc because of the Smart Hulk storyline. We literally have everything set up for World War Hulk movie except for the freaking rights. Now, the only way that Marvel Studios were really, it's Columbia Pictures, Sony Pictures, because they make the money, Marvel produces it, but realistically the money comes back to Sony, is they could do a World War Hulk movie, but it would have to be an Avengers 5 or Avengers 6. So I'm sick and freaking tired of people saying, yeah, this is to build up a Hulk movie. Hulk would not be the alleged villain for a Spider-Man movie, which makes no freaking sense anyway, because you could bring Daredevil in. You could have Daredevil, Punisher, and Spider-Man. Hell, you could have Iron Fist. Bring them all in. Jessica Jones. They're not doing nothing to the Hulk. They're not touching the Hulk. Especially if we're getting to Savage Hulk or World War Hulk or Maestro Hulk. It's amazing how much people talk about stuff that they know absolutely nothing about what they're talking about. But yeah, this is cool. Hulk could be cool in Spider-Man 4. So would the Punisher. So would Daredevil. So would Jessica Jones. So would Luke Cage. So would Iron Fist. But they still are not touching Hulk. They're not doing anything to the Hulk. And yes, this movie will still have to connect to Doomsday massively towards the end, because we know Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to be a pinnacle character. Allegedly, he's one of the leads. Allegedly, he's the anchor of the 616. So yeah, Tom Holland is going to have to be very important to this movie. And I wish I could talk about this Spider-Man movie more, but I'm not like other creators. I'm not going to just jump on a video because you're desperate to put a video out. Because let's be honest, most of the videos about Spider-Man 4, they're all the freaking same. They really are. No one knows anything. You're all guessing and coming out saying, oh my God, the Hollywood Reporter, I can't believe he said this. I am the source. And then you look back and it was said back in 2021. And it's like, oh, but Jeff Snyder said it. I'm sick and tired of people reporting these information of nonsense. I report it just because I find it interesting. But realistically, unless it's on Reddit, there's got no credibility, or 4chan. Because realistically, lads, information from 4chan and Reddit turns out to be more reliable than the so-called scoopers, the so-called Hollywood scoopers that are all anonymous. I really don't understand how still, years later, you saved it like X and Y are so-called, trusted insiders, even though they get so much information wrong. This movie is everything the scoopers said it wasn't. It was supposed to be a massive multiverse storyline to set up Doomsday, in between Doomsday, technically, and Secret Wars, but it's not that. It's going to be a grounding movie with some multiversal-based storyline involved somewhere. It's still going to have to be that. So realistically, I don't care how or who or how big the said person that said it is, you all know nothing. And the only thing we know about this movie is what was said on the THR article, because they are a trade and they can't publish nonsense or else they'd lose access. So we know Zendaya is in this movie. We don't know how big. We know Sadie Sink is in this movie. We don't know how big. And that is pretty much it. We know Jacob will reprise his role as Ned. We don't know how big. But everything else is absolutely freaking nonsense. We've not even had confirmation that Mark Ruffalo appears in this movie. Now, I like the Hulk, but Mark Ruffalo, I'm not really a fan of him at all. At all. Hulk's cool character, but Mark Ruffalo, not a fan of him. Oh my God, I'm going to get heat again when I said Pedro Pascal can't act. But like always, guys, I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.